chance, not a 10% chance. Okay, pipeline, fantastic. Let's keep moving. The fifth area that I love, in fact, this would have to be right up the top of my areas of great enjoyment as a business leader, is actually creating the sales competitions and creating the recognition systems within companies. At the end of the day, salespeople love to close sales. It's so important that you help them to close sales by building an environment that recognizes that success. What I've found is that whilst salespeople often love to close sales, they have a deeper insight or a deeper love of recognition. And it's not hard to do. The benefits of recognition, though, can be absolutely mind-blowingly massive. Take some time and keep records for individuals. Keep records of sales records, records for months, records for products, records for years. Foster a team and an individual target and communicate this widely. This helps to facilitate group buy-in. It helps to facilitate group recognition. One of the best ways that I experienced in recent times was in a company where we created a little pop-up application that jumped up on everyone's window whenever someone was within 10% of reaching one of their own personal sales records, or when a branch was within 10% of achieving one of its all-time sales records, or when the company was within 10% of chasing one of its sales records for a month. Now, this had the fantastic outcome that the whole business knew exactly what was going on and that someone had a chance to reach up and achieve something. Now, it might sound quite trivial, but what I can tell you is that was the company where we smashed our sales records month after month after month. And in only 10 months of deploying a system like this, and this was only there for the last 4 months, we actually ended up achieving a 35% sales lift for the whole quarter against what it had been in the 3 months before we started. Now, this is a business where sales are not seasonal, and it had been vanilla and flat for about 45 years. It's exciting. It gives people the chance to reach out as humans to the other people in the team, to the other people in the company, and say, hey, I hear you're almost about to close on a sale. Is there anything I can do to help you? Can I help you? Can I support you? Or if not, good luck. I'm going to be here in my part of the world, and I'm aware of what's going on, and you have my support and encouragement. Go for it. Fantastic. And of course, when someone actually nails the sale and they break a record, promote it. Now, there's an age-old saying that salespeople hate red tape. And I got to say to you, in my experience, it's been very consistently the case. Salespeople are a unique bunch of characters in many respects. But even if you're not a salesperson and you're listening to this recording and you're going to get out there and sell in any case, well, I would like to cut the red tape for you. Irrespective of whether you love red tape or not, I don't want red tape to become a constrainer of the types of exercises and initiatives we're talking about here. In particular, the red tape that goes around customer relationship management, CRMs, recording data, recording conversations, taking file notes, capturing market research, is something that can burden a business, particularly if the company then doesn't actually go and use the information they've been recording and capturing. And salespeople hate that. What we want is a system where our salespeople have complete access to the intelligence they need when they're in the middle of a sales campaign, but not to be bogged down with actually capturing it. Of course, the other side of the equation is the salespeople are the people that see the most of our customers. They're the best place to get the information. We just want them to get it in a way that doesn't constrain them. So what I say is be clever. Work out how you can get the compliance you need to capture the data, but don't kill your sales. Put your thinking cap on, be creative. Streamline the red tape. Use common sense. One of the most effective ways that I've come across in recent times was an initiative where we realized that all of our sales reps used to take a notepad on the road and record notes when they had conversations. This is a great practice. All we did was we changed the paper on the notepad so that it had a watermark of a whole lot of market research questions in the background. All the sales rep had to do was put a little pen dot on that watermark to cover up, to make sure that their eyes were attracted to the questions they needed to remember to ask the customer. And of course, those particular questions they put the pen dot on were the ones we didn't know the answers to. When you're seeing a customer over and over and over again, and you use that approach, it helps to focus you progressively to complete a full picture of all the market data you need to know about them. This was an exceptionally useful campaign. My gift to the sales reps who did that was I didn't ask them to then go and type that information into a CRM at all. I got an assistant to do that so that the sales reps just had to concentrate on scribbling their messy handwriting onto a page and then explaining how their handwriting should be read. Okay, the seventh way that we can increase our sales from any starting point is actually by using the same market research data that we started off with, and I think you're probably getting the theme here. This is the seventh way we've talked about, and all of them after the first one, I've asked you to go back and look at the first one as a starting point, i.e., go back and look at the market data that you've captured. Sales and marketing starts with market research. I'm going to say it again. Sales and marketing start with market research. On this occasion, though, rather than make a generalized value proposition or a proposal to our market, if you like, about the good things about our business that we think they'll like, what I'm going to ask you to do is to make a specific strategy for each customer or each customer type if you've got large numbers of customers who you don't see frequently. Now, the reason for this, of course, is that a customer-specific strategy is going to cover off on all the different areas of the marketing mix. It'll consider products, it'll consider pricing, it'll consider promotion and everything else. But right now, what I'd like you to focus on is the promotional activities in particular, because we're going to get out there and we're going to be seeing people, engaging with them, getting more data, and having a specific strategy tucked under our arm to talk to them about is also a fantastic way to keep the engagement ticking over. When you're creating, of course, a customer-specific strategy, what I want you to do is think about the types of promotional activities that you're going to undertake. Plan forward. Across the next 12 months, for this type of customer, I am going to see them on 3 occasions, telephone them on 3 occasions, also bump into them at the trade show. So, let me think about this. What can I talk about that's new on each occasion so that I don't become boring and dull? Bringing something fresh to your customers keeps them interested and engaged. It's important, of course, to target the people who make the buying decisions when you're going out to see people or customers in the first place, or target the people who heavily influence the people that make the buying decisions if you can't get to the buyers. This same formula applies to products and prices, but as I said, I'm asking you to start with promotions because promotions equals engagement. Engagement leads to, if it's structured properly, market data, and it helps keep the whole thing spinning around. If you're listening to this recording and you're wanting to increase your sales from any starting point, chances are that that's something that's going to be of high use to you, and I want to promote engagement and market research capture at every step as often as I can. Now, bringing something new, of course, and keeping it fresh just means that you're the person they like to see. We've all experienced a situation where the same sales rep comes to see us month after month after month with the same old story and nothing really new is happening. Now, I'm not asking you to know 6 to 12 months in advance all the new things you're going to have available to talk about, but at least if you don't expect much change in terms of features or benefits, then start to think about having little initiatives, campaigns. It's our 40th birthday. We're going to go to the trade show. Can I buy you lunch? These are all different ways of mixing up the message by repackaging it. If you have a promotion, for example, perhaps it's a seasonal event, Perhaps it's something that is an annual event. These types of things also are a way to hang a coat over the same promotional activity, but to make it look a bit different and fresh. And believe me, being a little bit fresh all the time is something that customers really appreciate. And in fact, it's a fabulous lead-in to the 8th point, which is actually invigoration, or brand invigoration in particular. Never underestimate what a lift to a brand can do. A lift to a brand does not have to be a complete overhaul at all. When you think about what Qantas did in recent times, all they did to my untrained eye was to get the kangaroo's leg to kink forward slightly compared to what it used to. I might be wrong, maybe the red's changed a little bit as well. The point is, the brand hasn't really changed visually. What matters is that a brand overhaul, a sharpening, is a great reason to re-engage with your customers. It also is a fantastic boost for your sales staff and for all the staff in an organization. Having a brand people can be proud of and a bit sharper, it's new, it's invigorating. And the benefits spill all the way through the whole business. Having a new brand as well helps to re-engage with customers who might have forgotten you, like some of the ones we talked about a little earlier, where there have been situations where you haven't been heavily active or engaging with the sales or with your customers for some time. Sometimes a lot of sales staff struggle to have a reason, or they feel like they need to have a reason as to why they're suddenly wanting to go out and change that pattern. Now, of course, you don't need a reason, but if you feel like having a reason, and some sales staff do, having a reason that's a whole brand overhaul is a fabulous way to do it. And of course, when you're overhauling a brand, even if it's a subtle change, make sure it happens universally on the same day, i.e. new business cards, new letterhead, etc., etc., etc. Now, one of the other little sneaky ways that you can get free PR in magazines, of course, is that a lot of editors simply love the story of brand change. They don't feel like they're giving you a free ad, but at the end of the day, free editorial is great PR. It's free advertising, if you like. The 9th and final way to increase sales from any starting point is simply to ask for the business. Now let's remember, the most successful way of not getting the business is to not ask for it, but oddly enough, we don't seem to think of it that way. We invest our time, our energy, and our whole businesses into creating an environment, ideally, that customers want to buy within. But even in that situation, you still need to ask for it. Now, asking doesn't have to be tough. It doesn't matter how you ask, it just matters that you ask. Do some training, work with a sales coach, and find the way that will work for you. I hope you enjoyed those 9 steps. Now let me tell you the one extra bonus tip, if you like, that makes the whole lot work in abundance and blow sales away beyond your wildest dreams. And that is this. If you embrace all 9 of those tips and do it as a heart-centered leader would do it, not as a controlling manager would do it, then what you'll find is the results will blow your mind. And if you apply and promise yourself, make the commitment to apply the 9 principles over and over and over, you'll never have a situation again where you ever say to anyone, I wish I had more sales, because they'll be coming to you and they'll be coming naturally. I hope you enjoy, and I look forward to seeing you in the next module.